Hey guys, Miriam here for my last project management 421 video. I forgot what words were. um, but this video we're going to talk about the risk response options that I came up with for this class and this project. So the project I wanted to talk about this semester was doing not 8 courses, doing 3 courses in 8 weeks. It's never something I've never done before. It's a very short time frame, and there were quite a few risks that I was concerned about coming into this class. The two main ones were my workload, because I work at 2 different organizations. I work for the Crisis Pregnancy Center of Tidewater, but then I also work for Starbucks. So I'm a shift manager at Starbucks, and I'm the development assistant at my other job. So I was very concerned about my workload between the 2 jobs, and then also I was worried about sickness. So normally, my job at the Crisis Pregnancy Center during this time frame is there's not a whole lot going on. Things are pretty chill, pretty simple. That was not the case this year. There was a lot going on, and so I had to kind of work around a schedule that I wasn't expecting to have to really work around. So I was very intentional at the beginning because of the 2 main risks that I had. I was very intentional about getting ahead in my classes and making sure that I was at least a week, if not 2, ahead in all of my classes, just to make sure that if anything happened, if I got sick, if work got crazy, I would be able to keep up with all of it without getting behind in classes. So the first thing was my workload was insane for both jobs. I ended up working about 60-hour weeks, and then on top of that was doing school, and it just ended up becoming a lot. So I ended up working with both of my bosses through both jobs and kind of figuring out a schedule and a plan with each of them for how to be able to do well in school while also not forgetting about my responsibilities or not neglecting my responsibilities at my other jobs. That was very helpful for me. It really helped me to be able to figure out what priorities were at both jobs, and then it helped me kind of plan out my schedule. My workload ended up getting to be a little too much one week, and so I had started out the semester 2 weeks ahead. So that week where work kind of went insane, I ended up losing a week of that being ahead. So that ended up not being necessarily a risk or a problem, but just was something that I was glad that I got that far ahead, especially because my second risk also happened. I got really sick right after a work conference. I came home. I was home for 2 days, spent some time with my family, and then the next morning woke up and could not move for 4 days. I was in the hospital. It was a whole thing. Turns out I had COVID and was most likely, they think, fighting another virus as well. So I ended up getting another week behind. And actually at that point, it ended up being more like a week and a half behind because I was sick for so long. Because I was able to get ahead from the beginning, I realized that it saved me because I would have probably ended up being more like 2 weeks behind in classes. And at that point, I don't know if I would have been able to catch up. And then I also, when I got sick, I worked with each of my professors to make sure that we could make a plan together to get me caught up, and that I wouldn't fall behind in my classes. I wouldn't fall behind in my grades because it was really important for me to be able to finish these classes strong and to pass these classes, so that way I wouldn't have to retake anything and delay my graduation date. So So between sickness and workload, I think the biggest tool was working with not only my professors, but also working with my bosses and making sure that I was communicating with everybody to make sure that I would be able to finish these projects strong, do a good job, and I totally forgot the word. Finish strong, do well, and learn. It's been a long day. That I would learn something from these classes and be able to use what I have learned in my real life. And it was really cool being able to look through this class and how I used each of the things that I learned in some way at some point during the semester. So yeah, anyway, it was wonderful doing these little videos with everybody. And yeah, see you when I see you. Bye.